Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel, Baseball Talk with Nick Morgan. So today we're talking about the Chicago White Sox again, and another big free agent signing that they have officially agreed to terms with. This is really big. Yesterday, I talked about them locking down their catching position for the 2020 season and a couple years to come following that. They bought Yasmani Grandal off the free agent market for a pretty penny, and he is with them for a few seasons. And now they went ahead and signed Jose Abreu to a 3-year, $50 million contract, which is huge. We're going to talk about Abreu, all his stats and everything, and we're going to get into this contract a little bit more as we continue to go through this video. But this is big. 2 days in a row, the White Sox making some big offseason moves. I like it. They're definitely going to get better in 2020. This rebuild is looking solid. I'm excited to see what they can do and pull off, the rest of this offseason and in 2020. But just by the looks of things, I don't think they're done buying just yet. So let's stay tuned. And without further ado, if you're ready for this video, don't forget to drop a like down below, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it. Jose Abreu has played in 6 seasons at a Major League Baseball professional level, and in all of those years, he played in a Chicago White Sox uniform. Now, as of today, the White Sox and Abreu have agreed to a 3-year, $50 million contract. Jose opted out and into free agency back on October 31st. He is now officially back with the White Sox, and he will be for at least the 2020 season. I say that because he has a full no-trade clause up until November 1st of 2020, so about a year from now. And then a little bit further into this contract here, he also has a 10-team rule and a 5-team rule. We're not going to get into that too much here, but there are some other clauses that go into this contract. But the big one is he will be a White Sox next season, guaranteed. So this is really big. Jose Abreu is honestly a very underrated first baseman, in my opinion. I didn't realize he had over 120 RBIs until I made the notes for this video a couple minutes ago, which is crazy because Abreu is really good. He's about 31, 32 years old, I think, and he's still got a lot of energy. He's got a lot of power, and he hits the ball very well. He's a solid defender also. This is a big pickup from the White Sox. Yesterday, they locked down their catching position, signing Yasmani Grandal. Today, they're getting Jose Abreu. That just leads me to think that they're not done yet. They're going to keep signing more players. Maybe even by tomorrow, they'll have another guy on the roster. I don't know. But this is really good. I like this. With that being said, we're going to get into the stats and some more information here right now. In 2019, Jose Abreu had 634 at-bats, in which he hit 284 with 33 home runs, 123 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, and an 834 OPS. Now, I had no idea he hit over 100 RBIs, let alone 120, and that he reached over 30 home runs this past season. He was very much so under the radar for me. I did not recognize how good this guy was at the plate, but he's amazing, and if he can keep this up, he's going to be phenomenal with the White Sox. I don't think they're going to want to trade him. I don't think he will be traded. That goes with the trade clause part of the contract here, but I think they really did well. This might be another steal sort of thing here. I think only about 16 million, almost 17 million a year. He definitely probably could have gotten a little bit more from another contending team. But this is huge. I really like this signing. He hits well, good first baseman. He's also going to probably be a DH a couple games, just so he's not worn out all the way on the field defensively. But I'm excited. This is really good. In his career, he has 3,547 at-bats, hitting 293 with 179 home runs, 611 RBIs, 10 stolen bases, and an 862 OPS. This guy's phenomenal. We're going to take a dive into Jose Abreu's trophy case right here. He debuted back on March 31st, 2014, and has won a lot of hardware since. Back in that year, a couple seasons ago, he won the American League Rookie of the Year award with the Chicago White Sox, and again, that was 2014. He's also a 3-time American League All-Star. He was selected for the Midsummer Classic game in 2014, 2018, and 2019. His Silver Slugger awards, he has 2 of them. The first came in 2014 and the second came in 2018. So really cool to see he was selected for the All-Star game, his first season as a major leaguer, and he also won a Silver Slugger in his first year as a professional player at that level, which is kind of crazy as well. That just shows you how much talent he has and how good he has been throughout his entire career. Overall, he's a solid defender with a highly ranked bat. This guy's very good. He's got a lot of power. He's going to bring in a lot of runs for you. He'll be a solid first baseman and designated hitter whenever you need him to. And I believe I read he averages a very good amount of games per year, high 150s, low 160s, and there's only 162 games in a season. So he's definitely going to get a lot of playing time, and he will be a White Sox for the next couple seasons. I don't see the White Sox trading him. I don't think there's going to be any need to. But as I mentioned a little bit earlier on, and in yesterday's video, the White Sox locked down their catcher with Yasmani Grandal. They signed him to a multi-year contract. Now Jose Abreu is in control for them for at least one more year. I think 2020 will be phenomenal for them. They have a couple prospects that are going to debut in March and April, so a lot to look forward to, and I don't think they're done shopping just yet. In 2019, the Chicago White Sox finished third in the American League Central Division with a 72-89 record. That's a .447 win percentage, and they were only behind the Twins and the Cleveland Indians. Now, I can definitely see the White Sox making a postseason run within the next 2 or 3 years. They are a very young team, and as we mentioned, they're going to have a lot of prospects. They now have Yasmani Grandal. They locked down Jose Abreu again, and they're only going to get better from here on out. I do think that maybe it's going to take them a little bit longer just because the Twins are very good, and the Indians have been up there, at that postseason berth and just missed it a couple times these past few years. So it's a very competitive division, but the White Sox can definitely make their way back into it, climb into second or first. You might even see them higher up in the division this year. They might finish second with the guys that they have and the guys who they may or may not add. But they're a young team and they are rebuilding, which is key, and we're going to talk about that right now. So you have the Yasmanian Devil back there behind the plate. You have a couple prospects coming up in the outfield more specifically. But Jose Abreu, we're going to talk about his stats on average. So in 1 year, he's expected to accumulate these types of numbers based on his 6 seasons he's already completed at a Major League Baseball level. On average, he hits .293 in 638 at-bats with 187 hits, 39 doubles, 3 triples, 32 home runs, 110 RBIs, a .349 on-base percentage, a .513 slugging, and an .862 OPS. So what does that mean? Is he guaranteed to hit that in 2020? No, not at all. But based off of all of his years combined, those are the averages for one season. So this guy is going to give you what you paid for. He's going to show up. He's going to perform at his highest as much as he can, as long as he is healthy, and he's going to be a huge piece in this rebuild. He is 31, 32 years old. I think I talked about it a little bit before. So he's not the youngest guy on the team. He might not be in his prime. He might just be leaving it, or he could still have a good couple of seasons, these next few years. But he's definitely going to be key for the White Sox. I think if they do end up trading him, they could get a lot back. If 2020 is not their best year, they can get some good prospects for this said rebuild. But either way, I think that this team is going to revolve around him, Lucas Giolito, Michael Kopech, and Yasmani Grandal. He's just a big part of the future for this team, and I'm very happy they signed him to this new contract. Alrighty guys, that's going to end it for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a like down below, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below in the comment section who you want the White Sox to pick up next and what your thoughts are on this deal. If you haven't already, go check out my video on Yasmani Grandal and his new contract with the White Sox using the link down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.